right, welcome back everybody. Well, this is going to be super special because this week we're going to tackle somebody that's putting out probably the best blues rock, classic rock, new music guitar out there. This is I'll Take the Blame from Joe Bonamassa. This is off of his brand new album, Breakthrough. And you can visit his website for all the details on that. And also he's touring coming up here in just a few weeks. So all the details are going to be on the site. So check that out. I'm going to take you through this special song. For me, this is a great example of somebody that's building layers of guitar, doing all the things that we love in the classic rock era, but he's doing it today. And so I'm going to take you through, there's basically two different rhythm guitars that are going on here. And then I'll show you what he's doing with the lead guitar and the lead guitar solo. So if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell. Bell will tell you when I drop new content. I do that every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, just like throwing a tip in the tip jar. Or even better, you can join my Patreon page where I've got chord charts and tabs for all the lessons I do on YouTube, just like this one. And if you're interested in knowing what the correct mathematical equation is, that will tell you at any time the right number of guitars you should own is equal to the number of guitars you have today plus one. There's a t-shirt for that, but all the links are in the description, so check it out. Okay, so I'll Take the Blame by Joe Bonamassa. Super fun song. This is a blues shuffle in G minor, and just a great platform to be able to showcase blues rock within. And this is just a pentatonic scale masterclass, I have to tell you. So we're going to break all this down. So there's basically two rhythm guitars and a lead guitar track. So let me start with rhythm guitar number one. So looking at that, he's got one rhythm guitar panned left and one rhythm guitar panned right, and they're doing different things, and they're in different tunings. So rhythm guitar number one, to me, it sounds like this is a standard tuned, sounds like it's a Telecaster or an Esquire, but it's standard tuning, but you drop it down a step, so a D standard, okay? So you take every string that you normally tune to E standard and you drop it down a step. So your low E string is now a D, A is a G, C, and so on. So if you want to follow along, just tune your guitar, press stop, tune your guitar, and come on back. So this song, like I said, it's in G. So when you tune your guitar down, now when you play a G chord, what do you have to do? You play an A shape. So I'm going to be referring to the shapes here, but you'll see charts over my shoulder of what's going on here and what the correct pitch is. So it sounds very much, like I said, it sounds very much like it's a bridge pickup. To my ear, it sounds like it's an Esquire or a Tele, but bridge pickup. And so rhythm guitar number one is doing, it's basically doing a figure that's like this. Doing variations off of that, okay? And I'll show you there's some really cool licks that happen in the song that this guitar does as the song goes on. But that's the main sort of and if you want to just slow it down just for the main sort of riff, foundation riff, you're really sort of catching string 5, 4, 3. And you're doing this little hammer-on thing from 3 to 4. And then you sort of, for me, it's an upstroke with the pick to get that octave note in there. Right, and then when he goes to the 4 chord, since we're in G, your 4 chord is a C. It's a C7, but again, because we're tuned down, you have to play a shape that's a step up from your normal. So what you would normally fret like a D7, okay? And you're getting a C7 pitch, right? And it's a little arpeggio that he does here. So he doesn't do that. It's very subtle. It's something to that effect. It's really not, you know, hitting it hard. It lays it off a little bit. So here we go. 5 chord is an E shape, E7 shape. So that's the main foundation, and he's playing sort of variations off of that, but that's the foundation of that rhythm guitar and how he's approaching the song, okay? On that first verse, here's one little lick that he does, and he doesn't do it, as far as I can tell, anywhere else in the song. It's just on the very first verse after it comes in with the intro. There's an intro lick that plays, and then once he starts singing on the first verse, he does this little variation. Right? He's getting this dissonant thing going on. Isn't that cool? You got this open G string, or open, I guess, whatever that you want to call that. It's an F, I guess now, an open 3rd string, rubbing against 4th fret of the 4th string and your open 5th string. So it's kind of like, which he does that too later on. That too, but I thought that was a cool little subtlety that was new for me. He only does that during the first verse, and that's it. He doesn't ever sort of come back to that. The rest of it is that every variation you can think of off of that. So there's a B section, you know, where it goes to the D. And he pulls off there. Back. 5. Goes into his chorus. That's right. So that's it. There's literally 3 chords in the song. It's the G played in an A shape, a C7 played in a D7 shape, and a D7 played in an E7 shape. Those are the only 3 chords. So that's going to run through the entire song. The only other thing that's sort of unique that happens with this tuning in this guitar is when it goes into the guitar solo section, he really just, he does this very cool sort of hybrid finger pick thing, right? So as the guitar solo, this is, you know, underneath, it's a little down in the mix, right? But this happens here going into the guitar solo. Cool. I love that. Just, you know, I think he's picking. I think he's using his pick on this string. Going really slow. Cool, and then it just plays a normal part for going around in the solo. And the solo, there's actually 2, it repeats the whole framework again. He does a little bit of that picking just on the very opening phrase. And then he lets it go. Anyway, super, super cool. So, like I said, that's sort of rhythm guitar number 1, and it's panned to one side. On the other side is this other super cool rhythm guitar that I'm going to take you through right now. It's got a little bit of a different tuning and a different sound. Here we go with that. All right, now rhythm guitar number 2. I have no idea what guitars he used on him, okay? I'm guessing. But I'm gonna go with, because Joe is like so, he's got a million guitars and a million amps, and they're all great. He's totally into the vintage scene. But I'm gonna go with utilizing my own little collection here. So different guitar, different part. I'm gonna use a different guitar. And it sort of sounds like what I'm getting with this, or sort of a 2-pickup Gibson format. It could be that, but it's definitely a middle position to my ear. It's sort of a 2-pickup with a middle position sound on it, and I believe this is standard tuning. For a little while, I thought this was the A string tuned down, and everything else the same, but I don't. I think that's a little silly, and you don't have to do that for this. And he's so good that I'm sure he doesn't have to. So back to standard tuning here. And here is now, so we're back, so a G is a G in this world, since we're back to standard tuning. And here is sort of the home for what this guitar part is doing. And this is rhythm guitar number 2. It's panned to the other side. And so you're sort of doing this very, it's played with your fingers. Or he plays it with his fingers, and you're just sort of taking this G chord. That's the sort of basic foundation, if you will, of how he's playing this guitar for that G. So you're playing your root note with your thumb here. And you're just sort of playing that major third climb, right? On the other guitar, we were playing it up here, da-na, here, because we're normal tuned. It's right there. Right? So that's the sort of home position. And this is more of a jam with this one. He's, you know, like I said, it's not like super high in the mix, and it complements the other guitar. But he's going to be doing sort of that for the home. Now what's super cool is on the very opening of the song, when it comes in, this guitar, it plays one little set of measures with this. And then he's going to go all the way up here, and this is going to be a repeated theme that this guitar is going to do, even on the other chords. He plays this little figure. Maybe he does all 4. Right? It's just a G. Making that a G7. Isn't that super cool? So it's... And then it goes away. So that shape is now going to come into play on our other chords. So we're going to move to our C7. Right? When we go to that chord, when we go to the 4 chord in this format now, we're doing our normal C7. And he does the normal sort of arpeggio, and he plays these chords sort of with, I don't know, two parts to it. So the first part is going to be in the chord format. And then he's immediately going to go to that shape we just learned for this chord. We're going to do the C to C7. Isn't that great? And he just plays a little differently every time, but he switches to that. So let me play that through one time. C chord. Same thing on the 5. And that's so cool. I love that. It totally takes this in a different direction. It's like I just picture like somebody just busking, you know, on the street in the French Quarter or something, just nailing this sort of blues stuff. And he just sort of repeats that motif on the, you know, on the chord changes. Cool. The last thing that you'll hear this guitar doing every once in a while is these little licks. Anything off of that sort of G. When he gets to the end of the verse phrase before you go to the 4 chord. It's just very cool. They're all just sort of snuck in there. So for my Patreon members, of course, all of this is all tabbed out. So all those little noodling leads and everything in all the right places, you'll have access to all of that. Links in the description. But I just wanted to give you the foundation. That's what's happening on these 2 rhythm guitars, panning one to one side and one to the other side, and how they complement one another. But let's talk about what I think you're probably here for, is the great lead and the great solos that he's doing on this. So let's take a look at that. So new part means new guitar and new amp setup and everything. All the details are going to be down in the description below, kind of thing. But it sounds like it's a Les Paul to me, and I know he loves him some Les Paul. But it sounds like Les Paul on bridge pickup here, a lot more overdrive. I'm running this part through my Studio JTM 45 plus a little stuff that you'll see down there. So there's going to be some greatness. I'm going to take you through all of this, okay? So the way this song opens, it's with the shuffling couple measures, or a measure of the shuffling rhythm guitar. And the tone he gets on this for his lead is just so awesome. It sounds very Beano. It's very close to Beano. Beano Clapton tone, I should say. Yeah, so it opens up, and here's where I think he's playing that first lead. And like I said in the beginning, this is this is like pentatonic school, which I love. The way he plays these pentatonic riffs are so killer. But yeah, starts out with this super big bend. Love that. He's doing a lot of that bending up into the major third, like almost. Maybe he reaches the major third, maybe he doesn't. So it's running through that rhythm. You don't hear the lead guitar playing any rhythm, but I'm just, goes to the 4, doing the rhythm guitar parts that we learned. Here comes the lead. So again, this is living on this pentatonic position here, G minor, with the little extension up here. So these little riffs that happen in between the verses are all sort of variations happening within that. Right? So that first one violates it, because I think he starts that bend all the way up here on 12. That was that first one. The second one. It ends there because you're going to your 5 chord. So I'll take the blame. This last one is a pentatonic run that repeats a couple times throughout the song and in the solo, but I love it, and I learned something new from it. I'll tell you what that is in just a second, but it goes. Yep. learning from him on this is, because the scale is, you know, those are all the notes in the scale. And what he does is he skips. When he gets to the octave, the root note, he skips that seventh, and he goes right over there. And because he skips a note, the timing makes it land in a different sort of rhythm, a different space. Whereas I would, or something like that, but he doesn't hit that F note. So thank you, Joe B. And I'm sure I've heard that before in my life, but you've taught it to me. How's that? And anyway, so all of those little riffs that he does in between the verses are all variations of that. You know, off of that. All right, so let's get to the solo. The guitar solo on this is just killer. It's killer. So let's have a look at this solo, and I'm gonna break this up into two parts. So we'll look at the first half, and then I'll break apart each little part there. But let's give it a listen. Here you go. All right, so that's coming in with this. This is a unison bend up here on your 15th fret for your E string, and you're bending up from 18 on the B string, right? He does it 5 times. That's the first phrase, the call. And then the response is very Clapton Beano era sounding for me. Just very cool. So that bending up again, your G minor pentatonic again is governing all of this. Flubbed a note in there, but that's where everything is. And then we're going to transition to our C chord, or 4 chord, and I believe he's going to change a position now. He's going to change position to this G pentatonic, or is where we're going. Then we're going to slide down to this position. It's going to start with that F, and he's going to bend up, and he catches that G note. Sliding down. He's just working that scale down, but the little flurry, again, very Clapton sounding. How many times have you heard that? That's how that plays off. Right? Then he does a super furious riff, which I just love it. It's all right there. I believe it's that position. You could also play it up here, but it just sounds to me like it's on these, you know, strings 1, 2, and 3. Then it closes with. This is great. So this is basses off of this G lick, which I know this bending lick, which I know many of us know. Right? That. Like it's off of that sort of shape, but notice every single note that he does is like, it's milk. It's never played straight. It's like milked with any kind of bend you can get in there. That little, it's not that straight. That bend up, then you end it with your. right? Right? All right, now we're on to half number 2. Let's give that a listen. Yeah, so that one opens with the same unison thing, but you're down here getting that sort of call and response. That's very clapped in. Now here comes the lick of the song. It's actually 2 of them, right after the other, but this one is going to be a repeated lick. You're going to play in sort of 3 places on the neck. First one is right here. Right? Those are the 3. I love it. That's the first one. And you're going to hear this slide to get that one. And then the last one, you're going to get basically just the A string. Right? So you're trying to do your rake, this up rake, and you're going to do that. You're going to spend your time on the last string that has the note that moves, that bends, right? So that's my point of view. That's the lick of the song. But here's the close second. Right after that, you're gonna slide all the way up here we're up here. It's all the way. It's our 5 chord, our D chord up here, and he comes up and he does. All right, but that D. How badass is that? I sort of hybrid. I sort of don't know what I'm doing. You can see what I'm doing. I think I hit that with my finger. But where I'm placing my fingers, it's starting with my index on that D. And I'm picking. And then I'm going to take my index finger and bring it all the way back here. To get that E note. And then I switch back to my pick. So I have no idea if that's what he does. That's the other lick of the song. And then your closing lick. And that's the repeated G minor pentatonic where he does that, where he skips the note that we learned in the very beginning down here. He gets to that G note, and he just moves over right away. And that's how he ends it. So just a great piece of work. So I'm so glad there's somebody that's just nailing this, creating new music, new great blues rock that's out there. And like I said, you can go see him live, and hopefully he does this song. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was I'll Take the Blame by Joe Bonamassa off his brand new Breakthrough album. And I hope you learned something new today. So if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so yet, please jump down, click subscribe, ring the bell, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's another song you want me to take on and do something similar, let me know what that is too. And until next week, take care everybody.